All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to Yakim bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see here, it says Dr. Oz is urging um, Americans to take the needle amid ongoing measles spikes in U.S. And as the scripture says here, I'll start off with the book of 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. And I'll read it in the NLT. Matter of fact, I'll read it in verse 10. It says, when you forget, I'll read in KJV. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right? So in 11 NLT, it says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. Matter of fact, that brings me to the precept of both Sirach, the 12th chapter, and Sirach, the 13th chapter. 1 second. Right? Because this devil has a track record, man. And we've been warning you, starting with our apostles, elders, and our apostles, the elder bishops, and down, of this man's nature. His nature isn't to heal you, right? The thief cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and what? And to destroy, right? This is Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 12 and 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at thy last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Basically saying, remember these words, man. Right? Because when opportunity comes, this devil is going to do whatever it takes, whatever's in his power to overthrow you. Right? We seen with the last demic, man, how many people died. Right? So here it is. He's telling you to trust the science again, man. Right? It says in a People magazine report published on February 9th, 2 days ago, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Dr. Oz strongly urged Americans to get jabbed against measles, saying, take the needle, please, as the U.S. grapples with the significant resurgence of the highly contagious disease. I guarantee you he didn't take it. Says, the appeal comes amid a dramatic rise in measles cases across multiple states, particularly in South Carolina, where over 900 people have been affected, and at least 19, including children, have been hospitalized in the worst breakout since the disease was declared eliminated in the U.S. in 2000, right? And he has no problem resuscitating, these diseases, man, right? The CDC, has vaults for these pestilences, right? He has never failed to use for biological warfare on especially tribes, man. Hey, look at what he did when he came over here to the Americas. Hey, what did he infect Gad with? Gad and Reuben, right? Was it not smallpox and all manners of colds and flus, right? So the same man is in power. Hey, but now his reach is longer, right? Now you have a center for disease control, right? Why isn't it a center for disease destruction, right? Why are you just controlling it or controlling the monster, not destroying it? Right? It says measles, which was once controlled through widespread jabbing, has reemerged in communities with declining immunization rates, prompting health officials to raise alarms. It says the serious threat measles poses, noting that while not all illnesses are equally dangerous, measles is one where you should get it. Right? And they said the same thing about the 19. And look at what was pumped into people because of it. All sorts of nano and mRNA, man. Right? And you even had Israelites to tell you to go get it. And they don't speak on how many members of their congregation died because they trusted the devil. Right? This is Sirach 12 and 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? Right? So like, let's go to the 13th verse, 13th chapter. There's a Sirach 13:4. It says, if thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. Right? Here it is. It's like you like seeing his numbers, statistics on people trusting him go up, man. Because really all you are into him is a number. Right? Your life doesn't really matter in his eyes. Right? Because you're what's the word? Dang it. Lord will come back to me. Because in his mind, you're basically sheeple, man. Goyim, call him la yabashim al. Right? You're goyim in his eyes. So he just sees you as someone who needs controlling. Right? So in the eyes of the American people, it says, if thou be for his profit, he will use thee. And that means what? Them ultimately trusting within him. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry. If he have need of thee, basically meaning what? If he has an agenda that he wants to seek out, if he has a plan that he wants to unfold, guess what? He will deceive thee into what? Into trusting him, right? Does not the scripture say? Matter of fact, let's grab that book of Psalms. It's Psalms 16. It's like it. Psalms 4. It's like I said, Proverbs 4. It's Proverbs 4:16, and it reads, for they sleep not except they have done mischief. Let's read it in NLT. It says, for evil people can't sleep until they've done their evil deed for the day. They can't rest until they cause someone to stumble. They eat the food of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Right? So can't sleep unless people die, man. He is always as our mind is meditating upon a prophecy and scripture and praying, and the things of the spirit. It will his mind is meditating all day on just causing havoc and terror throughout the earth, man. Right? Blood, even when blood is shed, he still ain't satisfied. That's why the scriptures say, hey, he's not satisfied by blood. Right? So Dr. Oz, right? And we're gonna go into that word doctor, right? Dr. Oz. And it's funny, I want to go into that word Oz too, see what that means. Right? Dr. Oz is ultimately telling you to trust, right? That system, the same system that is continuously put you in what? Put you in a bind, man. It says put you in hell, in hellish situations. It says he emphasized that the needle is proven solution to stopping the spread, which they always tell you that. Hey, look at the 19, what they told you. A message meant to counter rising needle hesitancy that has been fueled by lingering misinformation and shifting public attitudes towards it. The People article highlighted contrast between Oz's firm endorsement of the needle and recent federal messaging that has sown confusion about it, about the safety of them. This includes such as alterations to CDC web content that echo long debunked claims linking the MMR needle to autism, says misinformation that public health experts widely reject. And of course, right, if you're in control of a system and what you're administering is getting people sick and you control that same media, guess what? Hey, it'll be easy for you to say, hey, that everything that the people are witnessing and going through is misinformation, right? And guess what? People are going to believe you because you control the media. Hey, but we're not, as we read in 2 Corinthians, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. This is plain. Right, so it says Oz. It says mythical land, right? Going back to the Wizard of Oz. That was the point. Let's get into this word doctor, which means falsify. It's the word doctor. It says religious teacher. Highest degree, boom, boom. So like, where is it? I know he didn't change this, man. 1 second. I think he changed it. Right? Because he used to say falsify. Matter of fact, let's go here. Here we go. Yeah, they did change it because the online Edom used to say that doctor means falsify. Now it does not say that. One second, I'm gonna check one more time on this list, man. Let's see. Yeah, he changed it. He changed the blue letter. I mean, I said like I said the blue letter. He changed the online Edom, right? Right, but I got this here. It says in transitive terms, the difference between falsify and doctor. Falsify is to counterfeit, to forge, while doctor is to alter, to may obscure, as with the intention to deceive, especially a document. But when we went into the online Edom, it used to say falsify, man. So I'm let brothers know. See if there's anything in here. That was the point. Checking this site. It's Satan. Oh, here we go. There we go. So the meaning of doctor as a verb is related to the original noun, but from the late 18th century, it develops a negative connotation. To confer a degree on from doctor, meaning to treat medically. 1712, a sense to alter, disguise, or falsify. Right. So this site still has what the original meaning of doctor means. Right. To falsify, man. And that's exactly why the scripture says what it says here in the book of Job 13:4. And it reads, but you're forgers of lies, you're physicians of no value. Right? When you read in the 13th verse, it's like the 14th, it's like in the 13th chapter in the 4th verse in the NLT. It says, as for you, you smear me with lies. As physicians, you are worthless quacks. So let's go into this. I want to see what this word physician say now. And I'm also get this word quack. This word physician says healer, one who practices the art of healing disease or preserving, right? Which that's what you're supposed to be doing with the herbs, but he is doing the latter, man. Right? Here's the word quack. It says a quack is a medical charlatan, impudent and fraudulent pretender to medical skill. And that's exactly what they are, man. A Dr. Oz is one of them, right? Here it is. And he's telling you to get these boluses within your body. Matter of fact, let's get that word bolus. Right? And what is a bolus? It says the concept of a bolus in medicine refers to the rapid administration of a large single dose of a drug or fluid to achieve a therapeutic concentration quickly, which that's exactly what a immunization is, right? It's a large single dose of a drug or fluid to achieve a therapeutic concentration quickly, man, right? So that's the word bolus. But that's why the scripture calls them worthless quack, because you're a medical charlatan, man. You telling people to trust. Hey, look at the last time they trusted. What did it result in, man? It resulted in people getting the shakes, right? And people mind being altered and messed up, and them ultimately accepting a foreign substance, right? To which we still haven't seen the peak of what it's about to bring to people, man. Right? Hey, but we're about to see it real soon. Let E turn up the frequency, right? But we understand with something as measles, this can just cause another shutdown, right? This isn't the nipple. This is separate from that, right? And the scriptures tell us in the book of Matthew, 24th chapter. Matthew 24:7. For nations, like I'm gonna start 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So the scripture tells you what? Famines and pestilences, man. Let's go into this word pestilence. G3061, and it reads, pestilence, a plague, literally the disease, it says of a pest, a plague, man. And measles is a plague. Nipah is a plague. The 19 was a plague caused by Esau, man. Right? So here we are again, as the 19 changed the world, where the Nipah and the Nipah and the measles can, man. It can create the same damage. And it can cause what? A medical shutdown, man. Like he did say, everything that's essential, that's what's going to stand. And guess what? He can shut down even more businesses, take away more liberty and rights from you, and ultimately put you in a straight place, man, meaning a path of difficulty, right? So that was pretty much the point to go in on this, understanding that we're not ignorant of his devices, and that ultimately, even if the measles don't hit as hard as he wants, something else will, whether it's a double F, whether it's the nipple or whatever other type of woe he is planning to bring, man. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah Kodash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of James Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.